All right. Is this thing on? Yes, it is. We are back after a short hiatus. Thank you guys for jumping back in. Move something around. I don't like where that. There we go. Voila. Okay. We've got a lot of regulars here. I see Pandemus, Trevor Kai, Wildstorm CCG, some new people. Buddha Studios 505, Dr. Midnight, Book and Red 1442, good to see you. D. Calvin. We've got a mod here, PK. We've got Jonella, all the way from the Philippines. Thank you very much for the sub. Got some first time chatters here. Mora 7955, Chicago Bears boy. Red Hawk 617, Jeff UTV. Welcome all in. So as we let people sort of filter in, let me move this other thing here. I feel like this should go this way. Let's do that. There we go. Actually, make it a little bit larger. So at the end of last stream, we rated my son's gaming stream, Mason, and he was telling me that he streamed for like an hour until he realized that his microphone was muted. So I've definitely rubbed off on him. So for those of you that stay tuned and watch that, thank you very much for your support. Although I think you might have heard PK in chat in that game and maybe thought that was Mason talking. Although, wait, that wouldn't really line up with the lip movements. I just like how PK didn't tell him. No one told him. So, all right, I'm trying to open this thing up. The hardest part of this gig. All right, we're going to continue and finish this Batwoman piece. Why is this? You know, like when people get very old, they can't open like a bottle or bottle of pills, or jar of pills. I've reached that point in my life. This is pretty sad. I can't seem to open this thing up. Just push here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Aiden Fresh TNT, when you're done, can you show tips on how to draw arms? If only that were the secret to anyone's success. That guy draws the best arms. Alright, how do I open this? Who designed this stupid thing? Winsor Newton. I have a word with thee. Seriously. Look. Like, okay. Whew. Blood pressure went up. Now it's kind of come back down. All right, so we're going to start with this. But first I have to drink this water. Why is it a child-proof lock? Like, are watercolors dangerous? Scott Williams could have opened it with his eyes closed. All right, so here we go. Take some fresh water. And I think there's red here. I'm going to take some of the carmine, sort of like pinker red, and then add it to more of the orange red here. Okay. And let's lay this down. Hello? One thing. I do want to, do I have an eraser? No. Alright, I usually like to leave the pencils in, but because I'm putting watercolor, I'm going to lightly erase the lines in the hair so they're not distracting. And on the chest emblem, which are the two areas that can be red. You know what, let's just do a light pass, kind of all around. What happens when you drop in the dark shadows, which I will do with dry brush, by contrast, a lot of the light gray lines would essentially kind of just go away. So you'll find that it's less needy to erase. All right, let's load this up with some more water. Get a little more pink in there. Feel very Bob Rossian here. Got some orange. Now it's loaded up. We're just gonna lay it kind of flat. Get some more pink in there. And I like this brush a lot. Let's give me a nice line here. And let's just we have an hour, so I'm thinking we'll get this done. This isn't watercolor paper, this is a smooth plate finish. So the water will the paint will take a little longer to dry. So it kind of tends to sit on top of the smooth finish of the paper. It's not super absorbent. And a little more water, more pink. Okay. But I already like kind of the effect. It really makes it pop and makes it look a little different from like a typical black and white sketch, because it really isn't black and white. Okay. Let's go in here. Got people from New York City. How many of you are going to be at Denver? Did I ask this before? I was curious. Or how many people are going to Miami? You know, with the advent of conventions, it'd be great to do some meetups again. That said, I just read an article today about yet a fifth wave. Like, oh my gosh, will this never end? I mean, apparently not. It's pretty sad. Okay, let's add a little more red in here. Okay. Oop. I'm gonna have to white that out. Okay. All right, and let's just do the chest emblem, and then we'll be done with the color portion. What we're trying to do. We're good there. Maybe I'll just do another coat just to make it a little more opaque. On the screen it looks a little warmer, although it's kind of dark in this room. My eyes are getting darker. The sun is starting to set. Okay. Eggplant 6U says, "Hey Jim, what do you think of the Batman statue collector at the New York Comic Con?" I don't know who the Batman statue collector is. Mr. Raha 99, you have great control of the paint. It effortlessly stays in the lines and distributes evenly across the surfaces. Very smooth. Yeah, you do this for... I've been in comics for 34 years. I've been slinging ink and drawing for 34 years. Let's do some math. Let's say I draw... Let's not even say I draw 5 days a week. But let's say I draw 4 days a week. Or I'm just letting this dry for a little bit. So... That's actually... I started in 87, so 35 years. 35... times 4 days a week times 8 hours. Is that right? So 35 years times 4 days a week. Wait, I'm gonna do it by... hold on a second. Let's try this again. 35 times 4 days times, let's say, 48 weeks a year. Right? Times 8 hours a day. This is the number of hours I've been drawing. $53,760. I've probably stopped drawing every now and then, like when Image started up. So like you do the 10,000, you get good. I stopped drawing, forgot it all. I did another 10,000, relearned it. So I've probably forgotten how to draw 3 or 4 times in my career and learned. I certainly, when I started at DC, I didn't draw anything for a long time. Forgot everything, relearned it. So here we are. Wait, someone says 420,000 hours? Yeah. But I know I've put in more than those hours. Count the all-nighters. You know, certainly early on I didn't take a lot of time off, but there are also years where I didn't draw that much. So maybe that is more accurate. All right. Weird flex. This is just math. Just math. Okay. Yo, Jimbo, what about that time you stopped drawing for almost a year? Okay, all right. Let's cut it in half. Let's say 25,000 hours. That's still pretty good. Chicago Bears boy, I've been wanting to say this forever. Welcome to the family. My cousin married your daughter. I don't know if that's too personal, so I'm not going to name any names, but my cousin, she's the nicest person I've ever met. I assume you're talking about LJ, who married Caitlin. I only have one married kid. It was on my Instagram, so it's not a secret or anything. Welcome. Chicago Bears boy, is there something I should share with LJ so they would know who you are? I'll go, hey LJ, Chicago Bears boy said hello. Hey Crispy Egg Roll, we got 2 mods in the house. I don't know if Kirihiko is here. It's 9 hours ahead in the Schweiz, which would make it what, almost like 4 in the morning, past 4 in the morning, quite a bit. Yeah. I'm unpacking my kitchen, says Crispy Egg Roll. So domesticated, this Crispy Egg Roll. All right. Okay, now we're gonna add the inkage. All right, I'm gonna close this back up. Although I should just keep it open. It's such. I spent 10 minutes trying to open this stupid thing. All right, put that aside. We've got our ink. We've got our brush, which I've cleaned, and we're gonna just fill in the black areas, do some shadowing and whatnot. So, okay. Let's put some ink here. This is probably not the way to do it. Teaching a very bad habit in that I think people will see this and go, okay, this is how ink. I'm going to put ink on my drawing and then move it around. And if you do that without having drawn, I don't know, 25,000 hours, you're going to learn something very quick, which is that you need to practice. But, oh, I guess I could put the ink in a thimble, which I'll do right now. But if I'm working on a flat surface like I am now, I don't have issues with just like laying it down. Okay. And this is like the broad areas. I'm not really worrying about the dry brush, although I got a nice little effect there. And you know what? I don't want to waste this, burn this page, so I'm going to draw on the back side. And that way I can draw off the page. Right? Now I feel like this is dried out a bit, so I can go in and basically, here's a 2-sharp dry brush and just kind of run along the edge. And see how that kind of creates a nice highlight, but also creates a texture, right? So let's put some more ink in there. It's just a bottle cap for the water. All right, I've kind of wasted this fresh water, but it's a nice way of cleaning your brushes. I use those a lot. Probably not the best for the environment. So you can reuse your plastic bottles. So this is where happy accidents really pay off, because we're trying to create spontaneity, randomness to it all. This is the shadow of the buckle, shadow of the buckles. And now I'm going to dry the brush out a little bit here. Just keep working it until I get something. There we go. Okay. You're almost like pushing the ink at this point. That's how it feels to me. It's less about flowing it across the page and more almost about kind of pushing that ink to do your bidding. And you'll find that you get quite a bit of mileage out of a dry brush. You think like, oh, this, how can there be more ink on there? But see how kind of like a little shovel, I'm pushing it against the grain. Not against the grain, I'm not pulling it, I'm pushing it. But all it's really doing is creating a nice transition between the pure black areas and creating a nice mid-tier gray. That makes sense. Okay. And let's go ahead and see, that was nice. So you get progressively lighter and lighter grays. And you want to go with the grain of the costume. So the wrinkles are going to be more horizontal than vertical. Okay. And let's... Okay. Now I've run out of ink. Now I can reload it up. It's got a lot of ink in there, and I can add sort of the pure black areas again. And then I did say these gauntlets, they're metallic, so when I get some dry brush in there again, you'll see what I do. I think typically in a sketch you would pencil everything, so I would have penciled all these like dark areas, but I'm really just kind of doing it from memory, kind of like if I were inking myself or penciling myself, what would it look like? Hello Space Dive, buenas noches, Earn Store Art, Megalodon Miniatures. Do I do commissions? I do, very slowly, through my art rep at albertmoy.com. I think if you go to that website, you'll see. It's on the pricier side. I don't do a lot of them, so supply, demand, I don't know. It's all intertwined somehow. Okay. Now with this, I've really, like normally the ink, the angle of the brush is high. You can also drag it on the side like this. It's almost like the brush is kind of parallel to the paper. See that effect there? Okay. And let's do this. I'm having a hard time seeing this. I'm going to have to get some glasses out. It's another thing. I can't open things and I can't see things. I'm a danger to art. So I just can't see the details of what I'm doing. I can see but it certainly makes you less precious about the lines because you can't see the lines. Hello, Shady 3 Cole. More dry brush in the cape. Recognizing that they're highlights up here. Right. And I think I was going to add some black areas in here. Even after a couple days, I've kind of forgotten, like, as I was drawing in my head, I was like, okay, this area is going to be white, this area is going to be black, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I forgot. So see how that's like a medium gray? Oh, that was not intended. See how that's a medium gray? I can't. Depth perception has definitely gone away. So I'm going to add a core black there. I'm going to fix this. Just do a drop shadow. Easy fix. And let's increase the values, the contrast of the values. Everything was very gray because I was just basically putting in the shadows using a marker. So kind of dark going to light. Some kind of playful shadows or highlights there. Very playful. I don't know what that means. Okay. And the goal is to make sure that these random black blob shapes are not, they don't look like, they should not look like brush strokes on paper. The goal is to make the strokes look like reality, like it's texture, like the black shapes are creating form, right? Volume, weight, all these like nice artistic terms. If you know, you know. But you can fake it. Just use those words. form, weight, shape. Someone shows you their work and says, what do you think? Like, what do you think of the sketch? Like, oh, I really love the form. The weight is really nice. The line's very playful. They'll be like, wow, that's deep. Yo, boy, Timothy, how do you train your body to draw 8 to 10 hours a day? The secret is a well-balanced diet. So the food pyramid, it's not. The only way you train yourself to draw 8 to 10 hours a day is you have to draw 8 to 10 hours a day. You do that over every single day, and before you know it, you can do it. Jeremy L. Joe, Taco Bell is very nice. Not an official sponsor, I will say. All right, let's take a look at what we got. All right. I think there needs to be more shadows in there. I want to add some more shadows there. Add some more gray there. But it's coming along. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's make the highlight right. That's the worst. I hate like covering up all the work I did with the marker. And that's like, in my mind, a lot of times I do a cover, and I have in my head that it's going to have all these black shapes, and then I put all the lines down, the rendering, and then I feel like I don't want to waste the work I've done, which is stupid. So, in it, like right there, like basically, I spent time putting all those parallel lines, and then I obliterated them. And that's what you need. That little bit of fearlessness to kind of push you through and create something that maybe you're hesitant, because at the end of the day, the viewer, the reader, the consumer, the fan, they don't see what you covered up. They just see the final result. So only you know what you've obliterated. And so is that really the way we should gauge our artistic decisions? Like, I've already done that work. I don't want to lose it. And no one knows that you put it in. So let it go. This is where I would start singing. All right. Now, if you see, there's like a nice balance of sort of black shapes, white shapes, gray shapes. I'm just sort of balancing it throughout the entire piece. Right? I hope you guys have the song playing in your head now that I've mentioned it. I've sort of subliminally mentioned it. So technically you should be hearing the dulcet tones of my voice singing. Let it go. Oh yeah, I can't even do it. Okay. Bless you, Jackson. Can you hear the key tapping? Tap, tap, tap. My son's playing video games next to me.
PUBG.
Playing PUBG. Oh, great. All right, and that's someone said like how long does it take you to finish? I think the question is like more importantly, how do you know when you're done? Like, who cares how long it takes you? I want to know, like, how do I know when I'm done? Well, today I'm going to be done in 30 minutes regardless. So that's one way. But if you didn't have time, if you didn't have a deadline, how do you know? That's a very interesting philosophical question for me. And the answer is you just know, right? But how do you know? This is where your style kicks in, right? Have you seen like art sometimes like it's over-rendered, or too dark, or too light, or too cartoony? all these things that don't resonate with us, but they do resonate with the person that created the art, because they're like going, oh, this is great. I love all these shadows. All right, this is great. It's so cartoony. It's so vibrant. It's so playful. That's an expression of whatever's in here, like your personal, just like the clothes you wear, you know, the behavior you have. Like these are all sort of things that are deeply rooted in us. And that's why I think art is so personal, even if the style is very commercial or derivative. At some point, you still have to decide, when am I done? Is this right? And I would say if you're doing a derivative style, you're probably looking at someone else's work and say, okay, the closer it looks like this derivative style, or the closer it emulates what I'm trying to achieve, that's when you know to stop. So it's not a personal decision, it's a decision based off someone else's personal decision, right? For those of you in chat, like, what percent of this, like, where do you think I am in the process? How much more do I have? Do I have 10% more to go? 50? 100? 200? 1,000%? 99%? PK, you're a rat bastard. 100%, all right. 30, 55. Okay. I'm at 65% finished. What if I said I'm done? Like, my style could be this. I like it very open. And people do that, right? Does anyone say it's done yet? This is a trick question. There's no right answer. Actually, the right answer for this is in here. It's my drawing. That's good. Someone mathematically figured out, right? If this, no, so someone tried to do math. 55% is 33 minutes in. So Chatelaine Art, you're on the right track now that I think about it. I've already invested 1 hour, which is the previous stream. I've invested 30 minutes now. So that is an hour and a half out of a total of 2 hours. So theoretically, I am 3/4 of the way through, which would mean that there's 25% left to go. But yeah, so 25% left to go. So I am 75% done. Der Laz, Jim, favorite F1 driver? Obviously Hamilton's awesome. I like them all. Leclerc. Checo? Is that Checo? I like them all. Daniel Ricciardo? I'm mangling it. I should know. I know a little. Dang. Parademon 2759. Good to see you again. Hello from Korea. Angry Panda 888. I don't have like my singular favorite. Max von Stappen, he's cool. Like, all of them are amazing. I mean, they're daredevils. They're risking their lives, like driving fast. I mean, it's mind-boggling. What a crazy job that is. Some of us draw for a living. Some of us drive super fast and risk our lives. What happened?
I just sniped a guy in a mountain bike.
Oh, nice.
Another.
Okay, let's 704. Okay, and then I want to beef up some of these lines here, so I'm going to go for it. Let's see what happens. Line weights are super important in drawing. You could do something that's flat, like I had it, but if you're seeing, like, when I go in and beef up some of these lines with this brush, forms, shapes, start popping, feeling more three-dimensional. Right, right, right. Okay, now I feel like, let's see if I can push, get that dry brush thing going again. Okay. Hey Jim, why does that use a brush sometimes for inking? It's in my hand and it's convenient. I could have done all those thicker lines with a marker, which I will do in a bit, just to clean them up a bit. But sometimes you just have a, sometimes you switch to a thicker marker, sometimes you just go with what's in your hand. Alright, but this is a 8, you know, whatever these microns, it's the thickest one you can get. So I'm just going to clean up these lines. It's all blurry to me at this point, so I'm assuming that the lines are not super crisp. Okay. I'm going to add a background, so these lines will essentially kind of, these weights will just kind of blend into the background. You'll see.
What? We're walking to dinner.
Huh?
We're
Oh.
walking to dinner.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
To where though? Hungry crowd.
I was there like 5. Like.
You were there for brunch.
Give me a minute.
Okay, I'll go downstairs. Me and Mom are going to be waiting for you.
What?
Me and Mom are going to be waiting for you.
Yeah, I should go, Jackie.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, now I'm adding some marker lines to make the hair feel more volumetric. Is that a word? Simple man, 89.79. Not to be that guy, but you are. But but 12 is the thickest micron you can get. I have never seen a 12 micron. My man, my simple man, my simple dude, my simple man, 89.79. Has anyone else?
Oh. Go away, go away, go away.
I've never seen that. I'll have to check. I'll have to check Amazon. I don't know what I would do with that. Oh, there are, you know, so there are, Micron then jumps up a level, and they make markers. I don't know if I have, so like this one here, right? This is also Micron. It's from the same company. It starts going to red. And so this one I think is a chisel tip, right? But they do have it where it's a much thicker nib. I don't know if that's 12 or not. I use those occasionally. So there's going to be more sort of these black, thick shadows that I'm putting in the hair towards the bottom. And the reason why is that it gets heavier near the bottom. Although that, I know, that makes sense, right? So if you have like a big pile of cotton candy, it's lightest at the top and the weight is at the bottom. Same thing with a big pile of poofy hair. So the shadows are going to be darker. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm going with it. Alright, you can see that. Alright, so you can liberally throw in more dark shapes at that point. Don't make them parallel like I did there. Asymmetry is your friend when it comes to adding shadows into hair. Asymmetric patterns. Chaos theory. Right? So there's wisps, arcs that are consistent, but you can't do them super regularly because then it looks fake, almost like it was cloned. Right, cut and pasted. Okay. All right, now let us. Okay, I'm gonna add some middle tones here. This is a 2. Can you see that? Yeah, sure. It looks like a middle gray. That's what I can. Like I said, it's blurry to me, so but it looks like I'm getting a middle gray. Just moving very, very quickly. Lines slightly apart. It's kind of like when you see a chef like slice and dice an onion or something. This is the equivalent. It's like, right? And I'm basically now creating middle grays, right? I've got the white highlights. I've created the pure black areas, and now I'm adding middle grays. What I call middle grays. Jackson, you're being summoned. Jackson,
Oh.
you gotta go.
Okay.
All right, I'm back to opening this thing up.
We're gonna walk to dinner.
Hey, can you do me a favor, Jackson? Go run into my office and grab me a red Sharpie. I think there's one on my on the gaming table there, or desk, or whatever. Abandoning opening up that thing. All right, now where else should middle grays go? I think right here. Thank you. Look at that. Okay. Clean up that hairline. So it's a little more gradual. Maybe here, like the highlight will be hottest up there, and then it will kind of get darker down here. So let's just go ahead and darken it all the way down here, darken this over here, darken this area in here. So you still see a highlight, it's just not as hot, right? And hot meaning pure white. Okay, same thing here. Clean up the edges here a little bit. I see little bits of white peeking through my blurry vision. And the vision is the worst when it's sort of dusk or twilight. Very hard time sort of seeing it properly, unfortunately. See how that black area and white sort of gray area, like it doesn't blend as well, so I'm just going to go in and blend it a little bit better. Sort of darken it as it comes down the form a bit. Okay. And same thing down here. I'm gonna and to help even more with this, if I have my pencil again, what happened to it? Oh, here it is. I can go in, and another quick way of doing it is just laying down sort of a. This is also a middle gray, right? So the white areas are going to be the rim light on the sides. And the nice thing about doing it with pencil is that if I don't like kind of where the highlights are, I can always erase the highlights back in. All right. I also like pencil lines. It adds a lot of energy to the piece. Okay. And it's even a lighter gray, very light gray shadow across the face. I don't even know if you can see that. Oh, Bernard Chang. Hey, how you doing? What's Bernard Chang saying? I know he's talking crap about me. Guy's a full-on hater. Welcome in, Bernard. Very super talented artist. He also streams. You guys should check it out. I don't know what his schedule is. Maybe you should share it. Bernard, tell the folks when you stream. Do you have a regular stream thing? Regular stream thing. What does that mean? VZA in the house. Welcome in. It's been a while. Good to see you. L Joe Tuck 987. First time I catch you on stream, I can't stay. Neither can I. I'm gonna be done very soon. Okay. Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Isn't today Tuesday? No. Today. What day is today? It is Tuesday, right? Yes, Tuesday. 6:30. Wait, so you're already done? Got it. Okay. I'm taking a momentary pause. Okay. I took the prime time spot. Is Tuesday nights the best time for streaming? Okay, now we're gonna do the background. So, no, we're not gonna use that toilet paper. I'm gonna use a napkin. Got this napkin here. Standard regular, actually it's a larger than standard issue napkin. We're gonna fold it and we're gonna create a inking instrument. And so essentially, wait, all right, so you put it in here and then, okay. So that was weak. All right, let's go ahead and do this. I don't even know what that was. I'm trying to give you your full entertainment value. What sorcery is this? All right, trying to get ink on this thing. Hey, Grand Admiral Bertus, look, I can't get ink on this thing. What's going on? It's resisting. There we go. I'm trying to use all the ink. All right. I don't think there's enough on there. Well, we'll find out. Okay. Thing is, you can't do it too long. See what happens if you do it too long. The paper starts breaking up, and then you get dark areas, light areas. I want to have a pretty flat, consistent nub, tissue nub. All right. And you move up and down, and you can kind of move it sideways, circular, if you want to get something a little smoother in terms of transition. I don't know how I'm going to do the red back into the areas that, you know, it's one thing to do with white out, but I'll figure it out later. Okay. we all have to up our game, you know. It's not really about art when you're streaming, it's about entertaining. And if disappearing napkins is entertaining, so be it. Alright, let's do this. I think I have to, like, I think the toilet paper gives me a nicer gradation, to be honest. But, you know, whatever. All right. Okay, this is the part of the stream where I step away again. So I'm gonna get one more tool, which will help me finish this. I'll be right back. Oh. It's like easing into a cockpit. All right. And this is a red Sharpie. It's got the ink. I think it will go over the black. Look at that. Is it working? I should have grabbed some glasses when I had the chance, but all right. So that's one way of doing it, but you can see it's already fading into the black. So let's try this. What happens if I use white? Okay. So heat, it's drying. So there's the base. And now I go back in with this. Although I'll let it dry. I'll let it dry. Let it dry. Okay. This is just white out and cleaning up the edges. This will popper off the background. Clean up some of the stuff I was doing. Create some wrinkles. Right. Create a little bit of a highlight there. That. The ears don't line up in terms of height, so I'm going to just add a little bit there. Okay, now let's see if this red Sharpie will go over that marker. It does. Okay. So, knowing that, I can go ahead and clean up these edges. Okay. Although a little bit of white highlight is a good thing, so highlights will go on top of a curved surface, not exactly in the middle, maybe 3/4 off the apex. Meaning, if there's a cylinder, you can put a white highlight at the very top, but typically it's more off to the side. It's a reflection of light sources off to the side. So think of this hair as a cylinder. So the highlight's going to kind of go across the top like that. Right? Maybe there might be some over here. A little goes a long way. Don't overdo it like I do. Okay. And let's do that. And let's clean up. Let's add a couple wrinkle lines here like that. And again, how many of these to do? Hard to say. Okay. You know, I do like just the white on the edge. I don't know if I'm going to put red back in, so let's just do this. Let's see what happens if I take this idea, continue it through. Got 5 minutes. Okay. And then we'll just do a little highlight here. Put pencil over here, so I feel obligated to put some pencil over here. And then do a drop shadow of this cape, which will help kind of push the torso out a bit. And a shadow. Okay. All right. Got 4 minutes here. Let's just clean up some of the tips. Okay. And lastly, I'm just going to spackle like some background, almost like it's rain or something. But for this, I need a trading card or a hotel key or something. Is this, what is this? Is this trash or is this something useful? Does anyone know? Trash? Right, PK? I don't need this, right? Okay, I hope I don't cut my hand. Okay. I just need something with a little bit of bounce, a little bit of bounce. And we're going to load up some ink, and we're going to just... So it makes the black area look like clouds with rain in it, as opposed to, or snow, as opposed to just sort of smear ink in the back. Just adds like visual dimension and interest, texture, depth. I don't know what else you want to call it. It visually distracts the eye in a pleasing way. Ooh, that was a big drop. Okay. And because the suit's reflective, I do like the idea of it a little bit on the shoulders. Okay. Let's just add a couple more ourselves. All right. All right. 7:28, got 2 minutes, and I gotta go meet my family for dinner. So I will take this wedge marker. See this wedge marker? It gives us a thick line or a thin line, depending on how you turn it. And I'm going to put my signature here. We have a minute to spare. We are done. So let us thank our mods. Thank you so much for being here, PK and Crispy Egg Roll. And we are going to raid somebody. While we're waiting, I'm going to just darken up some values here that I feel like could be a little darker. Why not? Okay. So let me check chat. If you guys could just hang with me, go do a, we're going to go do a raid, surprise another creative on Twitch. You know, it's mostly gamers. I like to support people that create art. And not that I have a huge audience. What do we have here today? 850 people. It's a lot for creatives, I've noticed, at least on this platform. Okay. We're going to reciprocate. We are going to go raid the great Bernard Chang. Oh, also this piece is going to be auctioned off, a silent auction. PK will give information on that if you want to win this. I'm going to donate the money to a charitable organization in support of Pride Month that we're celebrating at DC. What else? Oh, please check out the Discord channel. It is the accompanying platform that basically serves as a bridging device between live streams. Check that out. Even if you don't sub, you can join the Discord. There's a couple different channels, several different channels. And then lastly, there is a sketchbook I want to just plug a bit. It's the 60 for 60. It's the sketches I did during lockdown. It's a beautiful hardcover book that has all 60 plus a bunch of other sketches that haven't been, semi-finished sketches that haven't been seen before. So let us go raid Bernard Chang. And Bernard, I want you to act surprised. Okay, that didn't work. I want you to act surprised and give me the full, like, oh my God, it's, you know. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. The raid has been created. Yes. All right, let's load up. Let's go. Round it up. Yeehaw. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And we'll do this again soon. Yes, do the who is Jim Lee, and then you Google it, and then you go, like, oh, I don't know. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Once we hit 600, nah, we're going to peak at 557, 560. Let's get to 560. Two more. One more. All right, we hit it. Let's go. Catch you later.